How to break up a dog fight. Now, this is a theoretical discussion. It's not a tutorial. The reason it's not a tutorial is that anytime we're breaking up a dog fight, there's risk, and we're not in a position to provide you with a tutorial that's going to help you with the scenarios that you're going to see and going to come across. We're just sharing our experiences with you. Now, we're looking at the moment that a dog is latched onto another dog. We're going to do a separate video for dogs rushing your dog. So this is specifically looking at a dog that's latched on and not easily going to come off. Now, there's a couple of myths that we want to dispel. First one is lockjaw. Lockjaw doesn't exist. It's not a thing. The only time a dog might get a lockjaw is if it has a medical condition. So it's not something you need to be concerned about, but some dogs have an extremely strong bite, and depending on the level of aggression in the bite, it may be extremely hard to get them off the bite. The other thing is sticking your finger up a dog's butt or poking, kicking, screaming, hitting them with a stick. All of those things with a dog with a high level of aggression are going to antagonize that dog, and the level of aggression will increase. The dog will put more into the bite or potentially redirect back onto you. And don't make assumptions based on the breed or what the dog looks like. Now, of course, the size and strength of the dog will have an effect on the amount of damage that it can cause on your dog. But some of the more recent severe dog aggression cases that I've seen have been from dogs that you may consider the friendliest pet dog to have. So don't assume because it's a happy, friendly dog running up that it can't cause your dog significant harm. All right, for today's discussion, we have Cheryl as our demo dog. We have had people concerned for Cheryl's welfare in the past, but Cheryl, I promise you, is not real. She's fine. So, Cheryl is aggressing. She has gripped the other dog. She won't let that other dog go. As mentioned, there's no safe way to do this. So one of the methods that people talk about is the wheelbarrow technique. I've used that on very big, strong dogs before, where you lift up the back legs. This is a risky thing to do. It does take the strength out of the bite. You can cause harm to the back legs on the dog, and you can cop a bite as the dog pulls out. So it can be quite dangerous. I always prefer to control the head. This is my preference. To come in, double grip on the collar if the dog's got a collar ideally, and clamp my legs down. Most of the harm is caused in the attack by the thrashing. So if we can stabilize and make the dog still at that point, this will help minimize any harm. Now at that point, the quickest thing you can do if the dog has a collar on it is twist that collar and start to take a little bit of air away from the dog, and don't pull the dog away from the bite. As soon as you start pulling away from the bite, the dog will want to bite more. If anything, you push the dog into the bite. When the pressure comes off for the bite, the dog will actually start to snap and regrip. It looks for a regrip. Pull away from the bite, he grips harder, pull him into the bite. When you get that, whip the dog out, and hopefully that's it. Now if the dog, Cheryl, doesn't have a collar on, grab a lead, quickly noose it around the dog's neck, same process. Push down or push the dog into the bite, upward pressure to take a bit of air away. Once you get the regrip, pull the dog out and away, and make sure at that point, the highest risk for a reattack is going to be right at this moment. You want to keep shepherding or pushing this dog out of the way. But as you can see, there is no safe way to do this. So anything at distance, yelling, screaming, kicking, is all adding fuel to the fire. Ripping the back legs up may work in some scenarios. I wouldn't advise it. Getting in close to the dog puts you at risk. The other thing that you want to be very careful of in this process as well is not getting your head right down in this situation. Okay, so using your legs and knees a little bit and gripping is the best situation to be in. Now, if there's a second person handy, get them on the other dog doing exactly the same thing, stabilizing the other dog's position and holding them just to stabilize the attack.